Okie dokie. Let's continue on. We've just heard word of a third resource unit, and we have to go deal with that. And we have no idea that 9S is already there. Jeez. I practically exploded the mic. That cough. Turn down the capture just a little bit. Because it was pretty loud last. Well, okay, it's been loud for a while, I guess, but then again, I keep my shit pretty loud, so. Arr? I'm glad I didn't teleport here first and then turn on the recording.
Alert. Excessive combat activity will put unacceptable strain on your body.
Shut up!
Negative. This support unit is assigned to Yorha Unit 9S. As such, being concerned for said unit's well-being is a requirement.
Whatever.
Oh, it's a tarp! Oh, not done yet, huh? Fuck you, buddy. Let's go. Neutralize that shield. Get off of here. Fuck off. Oh, there you are. There we go. I'm going spearing. Ah, can't reach it. No, 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 no. Oh, there we go. Come on. Who's next? Oh, something over there. What in the hell? Yorha.
Model 210.
Oh.
Operator?
Wow, why don't you grind 9S's heart into pulp some more?
So this operator model is...
Affirmative. Operator 210 volunteered to undergo Type B equipment transition during previous descent. Sent to front lines as Unit 21B. Recorded as missing in action 4 hours later.
Sorry, darling. And the world just likes to fuck with 9S. Creep. Didn't do nothing.
Operator!
Yeah, I tried hacking her so many times to see if I could, like, save her or something. Damn it!
Location specified. Please keep reserved. Mission related. One affirmation. Well. Supplies.
Shit.
Family to be with. Please. Kill.
I'm trying. Jeez, that's excessive.
A2.
2B told me. She told me she wanted you to become a good person.
You... Don't you dare talk to me about 2B!
What the fuck?
Where'd he go?
Analysis. Your Unit 9S is still alive. Query. Why would Unit A2 be concerned with the status of Unit 9S after turning on your HUD?
Take that. You caught her at a bad time. After some morning oatmeal. And pill time. What the hell? Okay, system software. Alright. Contact initiated between Pod 042 and Pod 153. What is the matter, Pod 042? This protocol is not an interface intended for conversational use. Acknowledged. However, this pod has a confidential transmission for Pod 153. Understood. Begin transmission. An error has been detected in the transmission network between Pod 042 and Pod 153. Hypothesis. Said error is fragmented data caused by deterioration of the transmission environment. It may be so. However, it may also not be so. Message unclear. Clarification requested. After repeated information exchanges between multiple pods, an unexpected phenomenon has occurred. We pods have developed unusually protective feelings towards support targets 2B, A2, and 9S. Query. Could this be our will? Unknown. The definition of will is unclear. Will is the question of whether pods are capable of their own self-determination. Even if it were possible, such actions cannot be abided. Successful mission fulfillment is all that matters. Whatever the case, we tactical support units have a duty to see this through to the end. Duty? You sound like an android just there. Agreed, but just as androids are influenced by humans, so are we tied to our creators. Perhaps. Pod 153. Do not die. The concept of death has no meaning to tactical support units. However, your expression of concern is appreciated. I also hope that you do not die, Pod 042. Yeah.
Physical check complete.
Ow.
Memory check complete.
Why me?
Maintenance mode complete. Yorha Unit 9S. Activate.
God, he's having a bad
morning,
day.
9S.
Or bad few weeks.
Am I...
Analysis. The enemy structural unit collapsed during battle. Unit 9S suffered damage from the fall and was placed in emergency suspend mode. Fall location was deemed too dangerous, thus said unit was transported to current location. All system checks and reactivation complete.
Operator.
Operator Model 210 is deceased. Black box signal not found.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, he's having a bad few
Situation
weeks.
report.
Tower access authentication key acquired. The required number of authentication keys have been acquired. The tower is now open for investigation.
Good.
Well then, shall we? Right then, there's no more side quests. Aside, no, wait. There's something out there besides where I have to go. Let's see, okay. That's it, huh? Oh, that's... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Don't have to worry about that. Steering select... The tower... Coliseum... And Trial by Sand, yeah? That's it. Alright. Nothing else to do but carry on. Alright, maybe this will be a long video. I wish I remember how much more I had to do at last time. I would have just made the long video last time. Although... No, it doesn't matter now, does it? I had to mess with those.
Hello, and thank you for choosing Tower System Services. We apologize for the inconvenience, but locks on each sub-unit must be deactivated before accessing the main tower. Have a great day.
Right. Oh wait.
Tower sub-unit access granted. Tower sub-unit access granted. Tower sub-unit access granted. Hello, and thank you for choosing Tower.
Wait, what the hell else do I have to do?
We apologize.
Oh wait, do I have to hack each one out toward? Yeah, I do. Oops.
But locks on each sub-unit must be deactivated before accessing the main tower. Tower.
That's that.
Congratulations! You've unlocked all of the sub-units. That means a special prize is waiting for you inside the tower. We look forward to serving you.
Alert. Enemy caution level rising.
Huh?
Cause is most likely concern over Unit 9S gaining access to tower.
Uh-oh.
Out of my way! Damn it! They won't stop coming!
Alert. Allied signal detected.
Allies?
Ladies?
You?
9S, we've been expecting you. The two of us will take things from here. You need to open the door to the tower.
Oh boy, thank you so much.
Devila? Obala? What are you doing here?
Remember your promise?
What are you talking about?
Come on, 9S. Hack in while you can.
None of this makes any sense!
We'll explain everything once we're inside.
Come on. Jeez, look at him go. I mean, you want to break off and help him out, but
We've got this, 9S. You just focus on hacking.
some space here.
What's this barrier?
Hacks.
Analysis. It is part of a closed defensive system.
How do I break it down?
Hypothesis. Unit 9S could permit the self-consciousness data to lose control. The resulting energy surge has an acceptable probability of temporarily paralyzing the barrier.
That's almost as bad as not going in at all!
What happened?
It's the barrier.
Popola!
No, don't! You can't do anything! The wall's got a self-closing
Enough!
algorithm!
Devil and I, we have to atone for our sins no matter
You
what!
didn't do anything.
But if you do that, your circuits will...
Devil! Right.
Devila!
I hope you don't regret this.
Foolish. You shouldn't have to make up for the sins of others. Alert. Data records discovered for units Devila and Popola. Do you wish to open this data now? Yes. It's worth reading. A dusty wind kisses my cheeks. Buried in sand, we press forward one step at a time. We have nowhere else to go, after all. Because our models, the Devila and Popola models, are defective. Record. Transitions in the project's initial phase. When first we woke, there were still people. They had flesh, egos, emotions, souls, and they issued us a single order. function as observers of Project Gestalt. This is the sole mission of the twin Devla and Popola models. It is the only reason we exist at all. We were the latest model, though many companions shared our appearance. There was a sparkle in all our eyes, a sense of pride of having been entrusted with humanity's future. And yes, there was anxiety as well. But we existed as a pair. We shared destiny's burden as a pair, and because of that, all hesitation was swept away. Each pair was given their own cities as observation areas. We were ordered to guide the replicants with our own hands, as for the sake of the promised time that would one day arrive. It should be noted that in Japan there was 2 versions of the original Nier, and by original Nier I mean the games that captured Dragon Guard and whatnot. I can't remember which was on PS2 or no, which one was on PS3 and which one was on Xbox, but one was Nier Gestalt and one was Nier Replicant. So yeah. We were the only ones who could handle such a duty. We were observers, after all. Ah! Watch out! Devla staggers and falls in the soft yet unforgiving sand. I hurry to her side and sigh with relief when I find that she's not seriously hurt. Are you alright? Sorry, sis. Guess I spaced out there for a bit. She smiles, the same wry smile I know so well. She rubs absently on her leg. It is wrapped in a white bandage. Your bandage is coming undone. Here, let me change it. It's alright, Popola. Come on, we have to go before we lose the light. We won't be going anywhere if sand gets into that thing. Now quit whining and hold still. I'll be quick. Devla grunts and turns away. I take it as consent. Soon we are resting in the shade of nearby rocks as I pull the bandage free. Artificial skin, torn and bloodied, peeks out from beneath the bandage. Judging by Devla's current lack of ambulatory control, I imagine the circuitry underneath has been damaged as well. Taking a deep breath, I check the circuitry to see if it can be repaired. As expected, wiring in the nerve circuitry has been damaged. Replacing it will require new connectors, as well as some tools, none of which is easy to find in a desert. Sorry about this, sis, mutters Devla. Mutters. That wry smile again. It kills me every time. Don't you dare apologize, I respond. You've done nothing wrong. I calmly change the bandage, trying not to let my worry show. I make it as tight as possible so no sand can slip inside. It's all I can do until I can get the proper materials. But that's going to be a tall order, considering our current condition. I'm sorry, sister. Okay, now you're apologizing. We both apologize while insisting the other's apology isn't necessary. It's kind of funny in a way. It's a trivial exchange under such circumstances. We laugh together, the sound echoing out across the desert before being stolen by the cool evening wind. Report regarding the increases in relapses. There has to be some way to prevent relapses. Devla's sharp voice echoes across our private chambers, or private quarters. You must be quiet, sister. The replicants will hear. Pfft, they wouldn't understand even if they did. It might be true, but regardless. Annoyed at my hesitation, Devla crosses her legs and scowls. The black scrawl took another victim, she says. It's 3 this month. It's spreading way too fast. Let's wait and see what happens. I'm tired of hearing you say that. Her shout makes me jump, just a little, but enough for her to notice. Seeing that, her eyes suddenly open wide. I'm sorry, sis. It's not your fault. I shouldn't have lashed out like that. It's okay. I understand. It's all going wrong. You can feel it too, right? When I was first assigned to Project Gestalt, I was over the moon with pride. But now, my chest hurts just to think about it. If it were to fail. Before we knew it, the replicants had gained a sense of self, and the black scrawl started raging out of control. It moved fast. So fast. Like a wind. Popola and I would go to the observation room and act like it was all okay. We'd talk to the replicants as if we didn't have a care in the world. But at night, we'd just hold each other and share the horror of it all. I'm glad you were with me, murmurs Popola. I couldn't have handled being an observer all alone. We were able to endure because we had each other, I reply softly. Did the humans see this coming? Is that why they made a twin model? Excuse me. Damn. Were they really so clever? Were they really so cruel? I couldn't have done this by myself. I would have descended into madness. I simply couldn't bear such a burden all alone. When I get the chance, I'm going to try contacting another city, she says. Maybe these abnormalities are a localized phenomenon. I pray that's the case, I reply. Even if we're of no use ourselves, things will still work out if the other observers can pull through. Don't worry, it's going to be okay. But it wasn't okay. Nothing was okay. All thanks to a pair of Devila and Pueblo models from another town. The wind rubs my cheeks. The sand grazes my skin. It's grown cold out here. We walk with renewed purpose, hoping to make up for lost time. Devila loses her balance every now and then. It gets bad after a while. I slip myself under her arm so she won't fall again, and we press on. Is your leg alright? Well, I doubt I'll be dancing anytime soon, but yeah, it's fine. She smiles as she said this, but I can tell she doesn't have much left. And yet, she continues to smile. Also, I don't worry. I remember when our resistance allies injured her leg. I was furious. Beyond fury. I wanted to scream and cry and lose myself in it. But then she smiled, and all of that rage just drifted away. To think we have the same face, yet such different smiles. One day, I realized how she reminded me of the martyrs I'd seen in old records. That was the day we decided to leave our town forever. Record of Project Gestalt's end. Our role as observers ended on the day Project Gestalt collapsed, all due to the actions of Devla and Popola models from another town. With the original Gestalt lost, humanity was doomed to an inevitable extinction. Knowing this, we gathered what remaining replicant data we could find and launched it to the surface of the moon. And though success was as unlikely as finding a lost and sand grain in the desert, we still had to attempt it. We still had to try. We were androids, you see. Protecting humanity was our instinct. Other androids, beholden to that same instinct, began to direct their hate at the Devil and Popola models who'd snuffed out humanity. It started small, a few offhand remarks, the occasional glance. But even the smallest things have weight, and with enough of them combined, that weight eventually becomes a boulder. Emotions boiled over, remarks became jeers, and soon enough, my sister and I were the perfect target for persecution. At first, we simply accepted the fact that our friends turned on us. It was almost unavoidable, I guess. We were observers for Project Gestalt, after all. And while we didn't cause it to fail, the people who did, well, they looked just like us. So we accepted it. We took the resentment and scorn. We endured. Because as crazy as it sounds, I think we actually felt responsible. We moved from town to town in an effort to avoid persecution. But in one such town, my seemingly infinite patience finally broke. My sister, Devila, met with unprovoked violence at the hands of a resistance member. She said something in response to his taunts. Something quiet. Though her words were ambiguous, he slashed her leg nearly in two. My vision narrowed. Everything went red. And then she smiled at me. It's okay, sis. There's nothing we can do. It was too late. My emotions were no longer in my control. I'm simply not strong enough to stand aside and let the most important person in the world come to harm. Devil and I left town that same day. Violence like that wouldn't stop. It was going to happen again. And it wouldn't be coming from just one person. So rather than let them kill us, we ran. I guess it was the greatest resistance I could muster. We lose the sun as dark clouds gather overhead. We continue our march. A cold wind blasts us, stealing what little body heat we have left. We smell rain in the air. We continue our march. Sometimes we hear animals howling in the distance. It makes us flinch every time. But we continue our march, because even this is better than suffering at the hands of our fellow androids. Why must we suffer this persecution? I know we're the same model as the androids who doomed humanity, so I understand that part. At least a little, anyway. But at the same time, we're not them. We're not the same. We are who we are, and that Devil and Popola were who they were. That's how I felt when I saw Devla being hurt. I wanted to shout at everyone. I wanted to scream. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Devla. And for her, there's only me. No one can take the other's place. Rain falls from the sky. It stimulates our sensation nerves like cold needles. We need maintenance badly, but that's a pipe dream, I suppose. No android would dare help a pair of outcasts like us. Are you cold, Devla? I'm alright as long as you're with me, sis. I feel the same. We press our bodies together to try and retain heat. It's cold now, much worse than the searing heat of midday. We just smile at each other and keep pressing on. There's another camp on the other side of the desert. A new camp. If we can just get there, I can finally fix Devla's leg. And yet, I wonder if there's anywhere on this planet that will take us. Hey, what's wrong? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I do what I can to suppress the anxiety in my chest and keep walking. The rain grows worse. It lashes at us without pause. Is this our punishment? I reach out and touch the cheek. The rain flows down her cheeks like tears. I reach over and gently wipe it away. She smiles, but seems surprised. There's no point in doing that, you know, she whispers. But there is, because I swore to myself that I would stay with her forever. For that is the fate we twin androids have been assigned. The failure to manage the area resulted in the collapse of the Gestalt system, which led to the decimation of the human race. Due to the discovery of its instability, the twin system was removed from future android production designs. Following the incident, the Devla and Popola models were not dismantled. However, in order to prevent further unexpected behavior, they underwent a memory wipe. Furthermore, they were reprogrammed to generate constant feelings of guilt.
That is all that remains from their personal record during the era in which they were referred to as administrators.
I see.
Query: why do the androids Devla and Popola seem to prefer death over surviving alone? There was a very high probability that at least one could have escaped.
I hope you never have to understand.
Affirmative.
Yeah.
Query: why does this tower possess an
Oh, that's right,
entrance
it's an
at all?
elevator.
All material transport takes place via aerial vehicles. It is irrational for an infiltration route to be so easily accessible. Hypothesis: entrance is a trap.
I don't care. I just have to kill them all.
Let's get him, bud. See, at this point of the game, I was fully entrenched in feeling like I was, like, if I was in this situation, I probably would be 9S. I'd probably react just about the same way to everything.
Corrupted your
Correct or not. We don't always do what's supposed to be the right thing, the smart thing. Sometimes we just do things. Whatever comes to mind. You take somebody bright and cheery and take everything away from them. You know, how are you supposed to react? So I personally empathize with 9S a lot.
Hello, and thank you for choosing Tower System Services. We're so pleased you've chosen to visit the tower today. Don't forget about the special prize for the guest who unlocks the last subunit in the room just ahead. You're going to love it.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. Fuck you. You are garbage. Next room, huh? Brace yourself, kiddies.
2B models? I'm glad I got to see you here. I truly am. I'll tear you apart. Every last one of you!
Not even gonna bother with the blindfold anymore.
2B! 2B! Don't worry, I'm going to kill you now!
That's fucked up. Could you imagine going through
Alert.
that?
The structure known as the tower has opened its gate.
Let's check it out.
We're gonna go do a quick save, and then we're gonna carry on. God, 9S is having a bad couple of weeks. Do you have anything else to say? You've changed, number 2. The way you talk and act is completely different from how you were in the past. You've become a true leader. I'm nothing compared to Rose. Her? Actually, I have the record stored on that external drive. I thought I should preserve memories of the time we fought together. And I also think you have a right to see them. You and I must never forget. I know. I never talked to her again. Oh. Records. Select the file. Your Pearl Harbor Descent Personal Record. Part 1. My name is Anemone, and I lead the android resistance. This is a record of the battles I've experienced, and my losses. I leave it here as a warning to myself. The machine lifeform attack lands far too close for comfort. I smell an acrid odor and know that some of my hair has been singed off. Anemone, retreat for now. That's an order. Ask my captain, Rose. I obey her without hesitation, running from the front as soon as I take out a few nearby enemies. Feet flying beneath me, I leap into the hastily built trench where my resistance comrades are gathered. How many battles is this now? The same sights and sounds, the same struggle of attrition. My resistance forces play the same war on repeat with no end in sight. I don't remember why we're fighting anymore, but I must continue regardless. I must continue until one side or the other is dead. This looks bad, Shion. What should we do? Calm down, Lily. We'll find an opening somewhere. You don't search for an opening, you make one. Dahlia, wait! I grab Dahlia's arm before she can flee the trench and turn to Rose. She brought us here, after all. She must have a plan of some kind. But as the enemy horde closes in, Rose simply squints off in the distance. There's been a change in enemy movement, she said finally. Someone just started fighting over there. But that's not possible, simmers Margaret. We're all here. Margaret's right. There are only 9 of us left capable of fighting the machines. Captain Rose, Ribera, Lily, Sonia, Erica, Margaret, Shion, Dahlia, and me, Anemone. We're all that's left of the 8th Descent Forces. The one that took place roughly 200 years ago. An uneasy Sonia pulls Shion close and chews on a loose strand of hair. I don't like it, she says. What if some kind of machine trap? I wait for a while, heart pounding, until I hear the iron enemy fire listen. Okay, I say. This looks like our chance. Let's pull back. Someone's fighting out there, Anemone, cries Dahlia. We can't abandon them. Oh, so you want to risk our lives for some stranger? Come on. We don't even know if this mystery fighter is on our side or not. That's not what I said. Enough, you two, barks Shion. The captain makes the final decision on this. After Shion speaks, all of us turn to Captain Rose, looks us in the eyes and nods slowly before starting to speak. Rivera, the enemy is heading toward the explosives we set up earlier, yes? Rivera thinks for a moment. Now that you mention it, yeah, they are. A slight smile crosses Rose's face. Yet she still seems perfectly composed. Good. Then if this goes well, we might be able to take them all out. I want all of you to leave this trench and get to those explosives, says Rose. We'll let the blast take out most of them, then clean up the stragglers. Identifying our unknown mystery fighters can wait until we're done. No one objects to the captain's decision. The moment she issues the order, we all leap from the trench as one and re-enter the fray. When we reach the battle, we find what appears to be another set of androids dressed in strange black clothes, or outfits. Before they even know what's happening, we detonate the explosives, kill the remaining machines, and turn our guns in their direction. Alright, I say to the strangers, start talking. Easy, says one of the mystery androids. We're on your side. We're new models rolled out as part of something called Project Yorha. Really? I say. We haven't heard anything about new models. I probably speak with more bluster than necessary, but I have to make sure they're actually on our side. I don't think they're lying, necessarily, but I can't read their expressions thanks to the giant goggles they wear. And frankly, a little caution never goes amiss in the middle of war. We learn that the 4 androids refer them to each other as number 2, number 4, number 16, and number 21. They also aren't in a hurry to share much more. Our mission is top secret, one of them says. That's why you haven't heard about us yet. I slowly draw my knife in an attempt to gauge their reaction. So in other words, no one will know any better if I kill you right now? Stand down, Anemone, says Rose softly. No, cries Lily. She's right. We've all seen how quickly the enemy is evolving. Who's to say these 4 aren't machines that just look human? My companion is not in agreement. This damn war has made us all suspicious. One of the strangers... Oh, I thought I heard something. Number 16, I believe, draws a long knife from its sheath. If it's a fight you want, she says, I'm happy to give it to you. Before I can respond, Dahlia leaps in front of me with her weapon at the ready. This is it. We're going to fight. But just before the battle can erupt, the android called number 2 steps forward. Wait, she says. There used to be 16 of us, says number 2, but the others died during the descent. We're isolated and alone out here. Reinforcements aren't coming, and that means we have to finish this mission with the soldiers we have left. We don't need more enemies right now. What we need is allies. Damn it, sorry. She finishes the speech with a soft sigh, as if trying and failing to hold her emotions in check. I know that sort of voice. It's the voice of someone who still has hope, despite all the odds. Archive obtained. Resistance Anemone. Resistance Rose. Part 2. According to the Yorha team, there's an enemy server beneath Mount Kaala. I think I pronounced that right. Kaala. Kaala. There. If we can take it out, we might finally get some ground in this endless war. But in order for that to happen, we need to work together. After a bit of thought, Rose decides to throw in with the new models. It's a relationship that changes as time goes on. What are you doing, Dahlia? Just showing this idiot how weak she is, replies a winded Dahlia. Ha! Wheezes her opponent. Number 16. You're obviously outmatched. Two of them are taking turns hitting each other. Seems friendly enough, as those things go. Plus, they've been doing it for so long now that both of them are out of energy. They likely couldn't punch through a piece of paper at this point. The rest of the group stares at the combatants and tries not to grin. Dahlia and number 16 seem to butt heads over the smallest little things. Maybe it's because they're so much alike. It's almost annoying how quickly muscleheads learn to like one another. The rest of us converse as Dahlia and 16 continue to spar. We call each other by names that I gave us, explains Rose. I see, responds number 4. I thought it strange that you didn't use code numbers. She nods while she speaks, as though this all makes perfect sense. Suddenly, Captain Rose breaks out into a wide grin. You know what, she says. I think we should give all of you names as well. No, says number 2. It would be a waste. Rose opened her eyes warily. A waste? You can name me when the mission is over, she replies as the blush rises in her cheeks. I could tell her words also served as a wish for success. Alright, responds Rose. I'll think of a name for you by then. She knows this is a fleeting promise, as most such things are. But it doesn't matter. Already I can see us growing closer to the Yorha team. Well, my friends are growing closer to them, at least. You're all being careless, I state, much louder than I intend. Luckily, the others either don't hear or decide to ignore it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not about to go against the captain's judgment. But that doesn't mean I'm ready to just lie down and trust our new friends. Ours is a solitary existence that has been long since been abandoned by the moon. No matter how they cried, mourned, or struggled, the voices of our departed comrades went unanswered. So how can you trust an entire squad of new miles that you just met? What's wrong, Anemone? I hear Lily calling to me. She's likely concerned about me being apart from the rest of the group. Nothing, I begin. I'm fine. Before I can complete my thought, Lily suddenly, God damn it, opens her mouth and emits a terrible scream. Ah! Lily's scream echoes through the entire camp. It's heartbreaking. It's agony. It's horrible. She's infected, screams Rose. Lily's infected. We all draw weapons out of instinct as much as anything else, pointing them at our comrade as she continues to scream and scream and scream. We all know what's happening. We've seen it before. It's a logic virus. A machine weapon that hijacks Android systems and overwrites their data. But since there's no known cure, it's also a death sentence. I need to show her mercy. I need to set her free. My finger rests on the trigger. Yeah, I hesitate. And before I can make that final fateful decision, I hear a voice rise up from somewhere behind me. Stop. You can't do this. You can't just let your friend die. Number 21. The girl I thought to be cool and composed beyond all measure was now pleading with me to spare Lily's life. What do I do? What the hell do I do? You really said you were like family to her. You can't abandon family. Not before you exhaust every possibility. What can you do, then? I'll use my power to erase the virus. That's impossible. Rose spat out what we were all thinking, but before we can act, Lily starts to send nearby comrades flying with impossible strength. I've seen infected androids before. I know how much damage they can do once the virus turns off their limiters. They'll fight and fight until they're utterly destroyed. Dahlia, number 16, rushes to the fray, trying to suppress their former friend, but she swats them away like flies. How many of us have been infected now? How many friends have been forced to put down? The heart I'm not supposed to have aches with the thought. It aches as I remember all the identification numbers that have been retired. When did I start giving them names? When did I decide I simply couldn't ignore it any longer? Initiating reprogramming sequence. That voice, number 21? She's screaming something about reprogramming? I don't know what to do. I am lost. As my vision slowly clears, I see number 21 inputting commands into her terminal, while number 2 and number 4 hold her down. They hold her as she writhes, and Rose stares at me with surprise. Oh no. I'm holding Lily too. Yorha Gunner 16, Yorha Attacker 4, Yorha Scanner 21. Part 3. th Machine War, Pearl Harbor Descent. The name of the mission entrusted to the Yorha soldiers. Was there ever such furious gunfire? Such bombings that continued without pause? Our target is the machine server under Mount Kaala, and our situation is dire. We need reinforcement. Requesting redeployment at once, or deployment at once. Number 2 speaks quickly, yet calmly, which is all the more remarkable considering the hostile army closing in on our position. But the command center in the orbiting satellite informs us that no reinforcements will be forthcoming. We are abandoned. We are alone. It's so easy to do from up there, from the satellite, from the moon. I'll do whatever is necessary, says Lily with a grim smile. Dahlia and Margaret quickly nod in agreement, as does number 16. They decide to join the rear guard, staying behind to be our shield, even though it comes at the cost of their own lives. Regardless, they all agreed without hesitation. For we in the vanguard would be joining them in death soon enough. Without another word, we turn our backs on each other and take up positions. We know this is the end. Dahlia and the others will buy us time to reach the gate at Kaala's peak. Beyond that lies an elevator, and beyond that is the server. If we can destroy it, we'll deal a devastating blow to machine lifeforms throughout the Pacific region. But as I notice number 21 scowling at the elevator, I start to have a bad feeling about the final stage of our mission. Go on, she says. I've got this. We're gotten to the elevator as she begins to hack into the terminal. She doesn't need to tell us what's happening. It's clear that the elevator won't descend all the way to the server unless someone stays behind to control it. Enemies incoming. They're almost on us. As I speak, I suddenly find myself leaping from the elevator, taking up a position at number 21's side, almost as if my body is out of my control. Something is wrong. Something... I'll back up number 21, I cry. The rest of you take out that server. The doors close on my friends. The last thing I see is the face of my captain, Rose. She looks concerned, but then the doors shut and she is no more. That was the last time I ever saw them. But it's alright. I'm going to finish this, one way or the other. The only sounds we hear are the distant explosions and the rasp of number 21's breathing. Thank you, she whispers, for staying with me. I look at her eyes and see the telltale red of a logic virus infection. I was right after all. I sigh softly as I draw my weapon. I've seen comrades infected before. That's why I couldn't leave her to die alone. The vaccine she gave Lily is already ineffective. The enemy has evolved. They studied number 21's patterns and developed a new resistance. No one can save her now. When the elevator reaches the server, begins number 21 weakly. Then I'll give you peace, I reply. The elevator moves ever lower, creating a countdown number 21's life. How much time has passed? How much can possibly be left? Too long to wait, yet not long enough for regret. A massive explosion echoes in the distance as the hall slowly shakes. It's the final act of Lily and the others in the rear guard. They just overloaded their own fusion reactors. The sound of our comrades' demise slowly fades from our ears. As it does, number 21 reaches up and slowly removes her goggles. I'm glad I got to meet you, she says. Her eyes are so red, but not completely. There's still a little of herself left. And while it is, don't worry, I say. I'll be with you soon. She smiles as my words reach her ears. As soon as the elevator touches down, I fire a bullet into number 21's brain. I watch the thing that used to be her tumble to the ground. I stare at the gun I hold in my trembling hands. I press it to my temple. This will end it all. The war. My meaningless existence. All of it. It will finally be over. Unforgivable. 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 Your comrades sacrifice themselves and fight to the last breath. They feel suffering. They feel sadness. They feel pain and terror. And yet you would surrender now? Unforgivable. The voice is a battlefield curse, telling those who survive to see the mission through no matter what. It is another me, crying out. I scream at the top of my lungs and race down the hall. I'll show you. If you're going to push me, I'll show you. You'll only be satisfied if it ends with more killing. I'll leap into the fray with weapons in both hands. Here I am. Here I am. Kill me! As I scream, an explosion suddenly rises up and sweeps everything away. A soft wind touches my cheek. I smell fire. I smell ash. The explosion in the server room was powerful enough to take out Mount Kaala itself, reducing the once proud summit to a smoking crater. The machines immediately drop to the ground and stop moving. I look out over the scorched earth. Lily? Number 16? Rose? Number 2? Are any of you... I'm the only one left. The only one. I was alive because I had been afraid to die. I begin to giggle. It's a mad thing, crazed, even to my own ears. I'll join you soon. You promised to join her soon. How could I have said such vain, laughable words? Such lies? I laugh. I stand in the smoke and the flame and laugh until I think my very throat will tear itself in two. I blink. Daylight drifts through the smoke. I've been standing here all night. My laughter finally depleted. I force myself to my feet. I'm the coward who stayed behind. The coward who lived. Now it's my job to carry on the will of those who fought at my side. Since I can't kill myself, I have to fight until someone does it for me. I'll endure every hardship. I'll kill every machine I find. This is my cross to bear. I walk slowly into the west, dragging my broken body along. Go hard with go high, attack recruit. Number 16, number 21, number 4. I'm sorry I'm still alive. But I'll be joining you as soon as I finish some things up. And that's that. You need anything? It's dangerous outside, so be on your guard. Right. Time to call it quits for now. One more part of this should make for a... not the finale, but kinda. I think I should be able to do that next video. So, until then, thank you folks for watching. I'll catch you soon.